everyone, welcome you all in geological knowledge. So today we will discuss a very important topic, that is lead zinc deposits basically in the northwestern part of India. Okay, so there are some other deposits also, or some other localities also for the lead zinc deposits, but sometimes in GSI mains or some other objective type questions, the questions are asked from the especially from a field or some from a particular location from where the main important locations from where the ore minerals are being mined or the metals are being mined. Okay, so let's start our discussion. That the lead zinc deposits, as we all know, they are generally localized mainly in the Precambrian formations of peninsular shield. Okay, so the focus area, that is the Precambrian formations of peninsular shield, and up to a smaller scale or up to a smaller extent in the lesser Himalayas also. So the important economically viable deposits, they are located basically in two main regions of India, that is the western region and the southern region, while some are scattered deposits in other parts such as north and eastern regions. So today we will discuss only the western deposits. Okay, so the western region, that comprises Rajasthan and Gujarat state. Okay, so copper lead zinc mineralization that occurs as bi multi metal deposits. Bi are multi metal deposits because generally lead and zinc that occurs together, and sometimes copper is also associated with lead zinc. Okay, so that's why bi and multi deposits, metal deposits. And 95% of national ore resources, that is confined to this particular region. So there are two distinct metallogenic provinces, the northeastern parts, that is characterized by the predominantly copper rich provinces. Okay, so the northeastern part, that is of Odisha or the Jharkhand and some part of MP also, so that is rich in the copper ore. Okay, and that is confined to the rocks of Delhi supergroup, whereas in southern Rajasthan and north Gujarat, the mineralization is chiefly lead zinc ores with subordinate copper in the rocks. That's why we have talked the term as bi to multi metal deposits. Okay, and they are subordinate with copper in the rocks of pre-Aravali, Aravali and the Delhi supergroup. Okay, so today's discussion is based on the western deposits, and the first and very important belt, that is the Rajpur Dariba and Bethumani belt. Okay, and the belt is very important and that lies in Bhilwara supergroup. So for the objective geology, for the objective perspective, this is very important that Rajpur Dariba and the Bethumani belt, that is part of Bhilwara supergroup. So Rajpur Dariba Bethumani belt, that is considered to be the to form the western limb of uh, Banera and Bhinder synform. Okay, Banera Bhinder synform that extends from Bhinder in the south to Banera in north over a distance of about 130 km. Okay, so the location is very important. That is the western limb of Banera to Bhinder synform. Okay, and the Dariba Bethumani belt, that is extending from the Bethumani in the north and the Dariba in the south, that is composed mainly of the group of folded metasedimentary rocks belts that belongs to the Bhilwara supergroup of pre-Aravali age. Okay, so we all know that the Precambrian terrains, they are highly metamorphosed as well as folded. So here in case of the western limb of Banera and Bhinder, so that is synform. Okay, and in case of the Riba Bethumani belt, that extend from Bethumani in the north and the Dariba in the south. So that is composed of a group of folded metasedimentary belts, that is of Bhilwara supergroup of Aravali age, pre-Aravali age. Okay. The ore deposits, they are strata bound type. So we will discuss in detail about the strata bound or uh, strata bound ores in the next video or in the new video, because that's a long topic, and that is enclosed in a sequence that comprises metamorphic equivalents of orthoquartzites. So the host rock or the source rock, that is the metamorphic equivalence of orthoquartzites, carbonates and other carbonaceous facies, which are flanked by a thick monotonous sequence of meta-argillates. So as we have talked that the source rock or the host rocks, since they are of Aravali, so they are of Precambrian age, so they are highly folded as well as faulted. So that's why all the source rock or the host rock we will talk about, they will be meta-argillites or metamorphosed. Okay. And the main deposit or the main metal or the main ore, that is zinc, and that is subsequently dominated by some metals also known as lead and copper. Okay. So zinc is the main metal, and lead and copper are the associating metals. So the important trace elements, trace metals, they are cadmium as well as silver. So two important lodes, that is the main and the east lodes, they are separated by a parting of 150 meters. They occur at Rajpura Dariba, that is very important location. There are two lodes, especially main and east lode, separated by a parting of 150 meter, that occurs at Rajpura Dariba. So main load, that is further divided, the main load is further divided into south load and the north load. Okay. So HZL or Hindustan Zinc Limited, that is also exploring at uh, Bamnia Kala, Bamnia Kala, which is a 14 kilometer north of Rajpura Dariba mine, where the lead zinc mineralization that occurs in calc silicate dolomitic and garnet bearing carbonaceous schist. Okay. So host rock in Rajpura Dariba mine, that is calc silicate or the dolomite as we can call them, and the garnet bearing carbonaceous schist. Okay. And the most important belt, as we all know, or the deposit, that is Rampur Agucha lead zinc deposit. Okay. And these are very important deposits because the questions are generally asked in the mains perspective as well as for the pre perspective or the gate and other related exams. Okay. So it's very important for you to understand the what you have to understand, that is the locality, their host rock or the source rock, and their some other properties like their strikes or their uh, grade, that. Okay. So the deposit forms a part of pre-Aravali banded gneissic complex. Okay. And also you have to understand the age is very important. So the Rampur Agucha lead zinc deposit, that forms a part of pre-Aravali banded gneissic complex, that is also known as BGC, and which consisting of gneisses, schist and intrusives of acidic as well as basic igneous rocks. Okay. And which occur predominantly the southeastern plains of Ajmer and Bhilwara. Okay. And if we talk about the geology of the deposit, so the greater part of area is capped with soil cover and the fresh rock exposure are scanty. So much of the information for detailed geology was gathered from the drilling course. The geology of Rajpura Dariba belt, Rampur Agucha mine, that is the greater part of area is capped with soil cover and the fresh rocks exposures are generally scanty or very less. So that's why the information, all the information we have got, that has been from the drilling course, from the drilling process. So the rocks units, they show northeast southward strikes. So strike is also very important because in objective purpose the strike of the particular deposit can be asked. Okay, so you have to just keep in mind, if you draw a map by the description, if you are studying the description or reading the description, so you can frame a map in your mind. From there you can identify. Okay, so the strike is northeast southwest with steep dips in hanging wall, steep dip in hanging wall side, that is 75 to 80 degrees, and moderate dips in foot wall, that is 60 to 65 degrees towards the southeast, and plunges towards north of northeast. Okay, so dip is not very important, but strike is very important. So the sequences of rocks from hanging wall to foot wall can be broadly grouped as under. Okay, the sequence of rocks from hanging to foot wall, they can be grouped in a sequence. So first sequence is the garnet biotite sillimanite gneiss with intermittent bands of calc granulites, amphibolites, and aplites or pegmatites. And the second one is the garnet mica sillimanite gneisses or the cyst. And third one is garnet biotite sillimanite gneiss with lenses of quartz, feldspathic bands, amphibolites, and pegmatites as well as aplites. Okay, and the fourth one is that is granites and granite gneiss and the mylonitic rocks. Okay, so these are five, the sequence of rocks from hanging wall to foot wall side. Okay, so the source rock, these are very important for you to understand and to remember also. And if we talk about the mineralogy of the ore body, so the graphite mica sillimanite cyst, that is the host rock. Okay, so host rock being very important, as we have discussed, that is being the graphite mica sillimanite cyst, and that hosts the economic mineralization in Rampur Agucha deposit. The economic mineral in the order of decreasing abundance along with their range of modal percentage, that is sphalerite 15 to 20%, means sphalerite is the main mineral, as well as pyrite 15 to 18%, pyrrhotite that is 12 to 14%, galena that is 1 to 2%, and remaining is the sulfur salt, that is 0.1 to 0.2%. So especially you have to remember two deposits metals, sorry, two ores, that is sphalerite, that is 15 to 20%, and pyrite, that is 15 to 18%. Okay, and if we talk about in the Aravali supergroup, so the Aravali supergroup, the main belt, that is the Zawar lead zinc belt. In Jawar area, the north and southern limb of crossfold, that is represented by Mochia, Baleria, and Boa, whereas Baroi and Jawarmala represents the north-south trending and northerly plunging first generation fold systems. Okay, so the localities are important, that is the south, north and south limbs of crossfold, that is represented by Mochia, Baleria, and Boa, whereas the Baroi and Jawarmala, that represents a north-south trend and the northerly plunging first generation fold system. Okay, the mineralization, if we talk about, so the mineralization that occurs as a seated zones, veins, stringers, and disseminations forming the lenticular bodies which are arranged in the overlapping in patterns. Okay, so since the rocks are of Precambrian age, so they will automatically be faulted, folded, foliation, lineated, foliated. Okay, so that is the bodies, they are arranged in the overlapping Enecalon pattern. The mineralization, if we talk about, so that is restricted solely within the dolomitic horizon. So host rock or the source rock, that is dolomitic horizons, along with the structural control, but regional stratigraphic and lithological control is also evident. If we talk about the main sulfide minerals, so they are sphalerite, pyrite, and galena. Okay, chalcopyrite, pyrrhotite, and arsenopyrite, they are the associated minerals. So main minerals, these are sphalerite and pyrite along with galena. And if we talk about in trace amount, so appreciable amounts of silver and cadmium that also occur within the ore minerals. The producing deposit, that is Mochia, uh, Baleria, and Zawarmala, as well as Barui. Okay, so these four are the ore producing deposits. So this was about the uh, lead zinc belt of Zawar and Rampuragucha. And if we talk about the western part, the another western belt, that is in Gujarat. Okay, so the famous belt in Gujarat, that is the Ambamata deposit of Gujarat. Okay, so in Gujarat, a multi-metal deposit of lead, zinc, as well as of copper, that has occurred in at Ambamata in Banaskantha district of Gujarat. Okay, so deposit name is very important, because sometimes in the objective types question, the question one uh, in one side you will be given the deposit name, and in the second side you will be given the locality to match it out. Okay, so you have to keep in mind the famous names as well as the associated metals, okay, or the associated deposits. Or sometimes state is also being asked, then in each state the particular locality is situated. So Ambamata deposit, that is famous for the lead, zinc, as well as copper mineralization. So in Banaskantha district these are located. So here the galena is sphalerite and the chalcopyrite mineralization. So the mineralization being of galena is sphalerite and chalcopyrite, that occurs in the biotite talc schist of Delhi age. So the host rock, the source rock, that is very important, that is the biotite talc schist of Delhi age or the Delhi supergroup. So the mineralization that is generally controlled chiefly by the strike faults, okay, traversing the southwestern limb of a cross folding syncline. So if we talk about the structural features, so the mineralization that is controlled chiefly by the strike fault, which traverses in the southwestern limb of a cross folding syncline. Okay, in Ambamata area, the total reserve of the ore, if you talk about the total reserve of the ore, these are about 5.5 million tons with an average metal content, that is average metal content of lead, zinc, and copper, that is about 9.5%. Okay, so that was our discussion about the important belt of western regions, northwestern region, that is the Rampura Gucha mine, Zawarmala, and the Rajpur Daiba belt, as well as the Ambamata deposit of Gujarat. Okay, and there are two another very important deposits which are generally asked in the examination, that is the geology of the Khetri copper deposit as well as the geology of the Malanj Khan copper deposit. Okay, so let's study it all, discuss it all at a glance. And for the introductory part, the Khetri copper complex, better known as KCC, that is a major constituting part of Hindustan Copper Limited. Okay, so Khetri copper complex, that is governed by Hindustan Copper Limited or HCL. So Khetri is located in the Jhunjhunu district of Rajasthan, some 190 kilometers southeast of Delhi and 180 kilometers north of Jaisalmer, the state cap Jaipur, the state capital. So the location is not very important, but sorry, the mathematical location or the directional location is not important, but the static location, that is the state and the district especially. As we have discussed, for the matching perspective, the locations are very important. So Khetri copper deposit, that is located in Jhunjhunu district of Rajasthan. Okay, now we come to the important part, that is the geology. So the rocks in the Khetri district, so these belongs mainly to the Delhi supergroup of Precambrian age. Okay, so what we have to study and what we have to keep in mind, that is Khetri copper complex or Khetri copper deposit that belongs to the Delhi supergroup of rocks and which are of Precambrian age, okay, which have been subdivided in the Alwar as well as the Ajamgarh supergroup. If you have studied about the Delhi supergroup, so you would have also studied the division of Delhi supergroup, that is in Alwar as well as Ajamgarh group. If we talk about the economic mineralization, so that give rise to the ore bodies that is mainly localized in the upper part of the amphibole chlorite quartzite and garnet amphibole chlorite quartzite system. So as we have talked about that, you have to keep in mind, or you have to just mug it up, whatever be the uh, path, but you have to understand and you have to just keep in mind, and you can just read it once or twice or thrice as per your demand, and you can remember it, okay, not exactly, but in the form of rock types or the major mineralization, you can remember the name, the host rock. So host rock being the amphibole chlorite quartzite and garnet amphibole chlorite quartzite cyst, okay. The mineralization that occurs in the form of veins, veinlets, stringers and disseminations, okay. So the type of mineralization or in which type of pattern the mineralization takes place, that is also sometimes important. So the mineralization, it occurs in the form of veins, veinlets, stringers and disseminations, and rarely in form of massive that are oriented generally parallel to the foliation planes of rocks. And if we talk about the important lodes that where they are distributed, so in Khetri mine there are two distinct lodes, ore lodes, which are named as Madhan or Kudhan. These are two lodes, Madhan or the footwall side or the footwall load, and Kudhan on the hanging wall load. Okay, the Madhan load is fairly persistent, containing a number of ore lenses, but in the Kudhan load, on the other hand, is narrower, poorer in copper, and the lenses are less persistent, is well formed in the central part of the mine. Okay, so Madhan load that is rich in deposit, as well as the Kudhan load that is uh, less persistent, okay, and wherever the occurrence is found, that has been in the central part of the mine, okay. At the Kolihan mine there are three distinct load systems: the load 1, load 2 as well as load 3. So they are associated. Load 1 is in the south load, second load 2 is in the north load, and load 3 is in the east load. So of these, the load 1 and load 3 are persistent, but load 2 is not persistent in depth. And chalcopyrite is the principal copper mineral in the ore, okay. So the principal ore mineral you have to identify and you have to keep in your mind. And next, if we talk about the geology of the Malanj Khan copper deposit of Madhya Pradesh, so the copper occurrences, they are recorded in Balaghat, Bastar, Jabalpur, Betul, Hosangabad, Chhindwara, Sagar, Datia, Siddhi, and Devas, Shivpuri, as well as Tikamgarh district. Okay, so only you have to keep in mind the localities only, not more than that. So of these, only the copper ore occurrence of Malanjkhand area of Balaghat district, which was first investigated by W. King of GSI, that is important for you to understand. And you have to remember only the Malanjkhand copper deposit. Okay, and we will talk only about Malanjkhand copper deposit because that is very important. The Malanjkhand copper deposit is a classic porphyry copper deposit. This is very important. Okay, so the question is asked in two ways. So Malanjkhand copper deposit is, there will be four options and you have to tick the porphyry copper deposit, okay. And it can also be asked that porphyry copper deposit in India occur in which state or at which locality. So that is the Malanjkhand copper deposit, okay. So Malanjkhand copper deposit of the Orient deposit is a classic porphyry copper deposit which are associated with a granodiorite quartz, monazite, monzonite, granite plutons. Okay, so the host rock, that is the granodiorite quartz, monzonite, granite pluton. Okay, and according to Geological Survey of India, the rock type presents here, they comprise Chilpi Ghat sediments, granite, basic dikes, and the quartz veins of Archeanase. Okay, the meta sediments, they are folded into a uh, west of southwest plunging anticlines and are dissected by a number of faults. So if we talk about the structural features or the structures of that meta sediments, so they are folded into a uh, west of southwest plunging anticlines, and they are also being dissected by a number of faults. So the core of the anticline is occupied by a biotite granite, which is predominantly rock type of the area. Okay, so biotite garnet, that is the biotite granite, that is the rock type of the area, predominantly rock type of the area. If we talk about the principal mineralization in the zone, that is located on the northern slope of the Malanjkhand hill, which forms a part of arcuate sorry accurate quartz reef nearly 2 km in long length. Okay, so the main location, that is northwestern slope of Malanjkhand hill. And if we talk about the nature of mineralization, so the copper mineralization is noticed in the form of a sporadic malachite incrustations. Okay, so the main ore mineral, that is malachite, sporadic malachite along the fractures of the seared and brecciated vein quartz in the vicinity of fault zones. So the main mineralization, that is in the form of seared and brecciated vein quartz in the vicinity of fault zones. Okay, and the ore minerals being the malachite. Indications of copper mineralization that have also been found in adjacent granites. The major ore minerals here are chalcopyrite as well as pyrite, while the other sub-minerals or the associated minerals, they are sphalerite, chalcocite, covellite as well as molybdenite. They occur in small amounts. Okay, so this was our discussion about the lead zinc deposits of northwestern or the western part of India, as well as some famous deposits of Khetri copper deposits or Khetri copper complex, as well as the Malanjkhand copper deposit. Okay, thank you.